This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT Television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson. Jeff Andrulonis is off tonight. The big story on the 6 o'clock report. A tragic shooting at an elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut has taken nearly 30 victims, many of them children. WVTT's Valerie Tysaner has more on this tragic massacre. Valerie.
Alexa, our nation is in shock today after what police are saying is the second deadliest shooting in the United States history.
Our hearts are broken today for the parents and grandparents, sisters and brothers of these little children.
A quiet elementary school erupted in gunfire Friday morning when a gunman believed to have been 20 years old walked into a first-grade classroom where his mother was a teacher. He allegedly shot and killed her and then shot 20 other children in the classroom. The gunman also allegedly shot 6 other adults at the school. The latest death toll is now at 27.
We heard lots of bangs, and we thought that it was the custodian knocking stuff down. We heard screaming.
Police confirm Adam Lanza, the alleged shooter, is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and police have his older brother in custody for questioning.
We saw police officers, and we heard them on the roof and in our building.
Officials say the shooter had as many as 4 weapons, among those an assault rifle. Police officials say there is a second crime scene and the alleged gunman's parent was found dead inside his New Jersey home. Police say the gunman was wearing a tactical vest, implying that the shooting was pre-planned.
This evening, Michelle and I will do what I know every parent in America will do, which is hug our children a little tighter.
School shootings aren't new to the Twin Tiers either. In fact, one of the first school shootings in the entire country was at a high school in Olean. I spoke with Patrolman Jason Lasnik, who says that while schools aren't immediately altering security measures, they will be looking at what happened in Newtown to see if there is anything they can do differently to make sure something like that doesn't happen here. Olean Police Chief Terry Schnell says he hopes it would never happen here, but if it does, the Olean Police Department has procedures in effect for a situation like the one that occurred in Newtown. He says just last year, police forces went through training procedures.
In a press conference today, the president said our country has been through this type of thing too many times, and he is calling for meaningful action to prevent this sort of tragedy from happening again. In the WVTT Digital Newsroom, I'm Valerie Tysaner. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Valerie. This was the second deadly shooting this week alone, the first being at a mall in Oregon. A commuter plane carrying 53 people had to make an emergency landing at the Buffalo Niagara International Airport on Thursday after experiencing possible brake problems. Authorities at the airport declared an emergency after receiving the reports just after 9 p.m. The U.S. commuter plane circled the airport for about half an hour to burn off fuel. The NFTA says the plane landed and the passengers were all allowed off. No injuries were reported. The 3 people arrested earlier this week in Alma, New York for allegedly manufacturing methamphetamine are now being charged with another felony as the investigation continues. 26-year-old Matthew Norman, 23-year-old Dennis Norman, and 21-year-old Cassandra Green were each arraigned on Thursday in Alma Town Court for an added charge of second-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. They are accused of being in possession of more than 2 ounces of methamphetamines. A preliminary hearing has been set for the man that fired a gun in Bradford in October. 29-year-old Lawrence Fox is facing attempted murder and aggravated assault charges after an argument in the high-rise at Bushnell Street escalated. The group of people went outside. Fox allegedly pulled out a .45 caliber handgun and started shooting at 33-year-old Robert Vaughn of Pittsburgh. Fox was apprehended by U.S. Marshals in Erie 10 days later. He will appear before District Judge Dom Sarasone on January 9th. New information to bring you tonight coming from the Bradford City Police Department about the fugitive they arrested this week and about the reported story of a man being knocked off his bicycle and robbed. Police say that the incident in front of the Hotel Holly involving a stolen wallet and a case of beer didn't happen, and that the initial report from someone given the name Lewis Black was actually Carl Lewis Brack. who was wanted for a warrant in Illinois. No word on whether or not Brack will be charged with making a false report to police. A Smethport man has pleaded guilty in McKean County Court for propositioning an underage girl online. 51-year-old Ronald Best Jr. was accused of sending inappropriate messages to a 14-year-old girl on Skype. Best will be sentenced on January 3rd. An Olean man facing sexual assault charges tonight in McKean County wants his case to go to trial. 39-year-old Stephen Mazarek allegedly exchanged cigarettes for sex with 14 and 16-year-old girls while he worked for a group home for Beacon Light. He is free on bail tonight. And James Bowser of Allegheny is set to become the minority leader of the Cattaraugus County Legislature. Bowser was elected leader by his fellow Democrats on Wednesday. He follows William Sprague of Yorkshire. Bowser will lead 6 Democrats on the 21-member panel. And job seekers in Western New York are in luck as big companies announce plans to get even bigger. Geico's Amherst office employs approximately 2,400 workers, but by this time next year, the insurance company plans to have over 3,000 associates to fill some of their unused space. GM Powertrain will also be adding 500 positions to the company for 2 of their new product lines in Tonawanda. And Western New York has caught a case of Bieber fever. The famous pop star Justin Bieber will be coming to Buffalo for his Believe tour, and there was a long line of people anxiously waiting at the First Niagara Center when the ticket office opened at 10 a.m. on Friday. Tickets sold out in just a half an hour. The concert is set for July 15th. We have world news coming up next. Keep it here on News Channel 25 WVTT.